All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. It's 8:28 in the a.m. here on the 14th of May as I record this. Just got back from donating plasma. My hair looks like crap, and I'm still reviewing. I said I was going to review the premiere of Hacks, the new HBO original series that came out. New episodes are going to be on Thursdays, starring Jean Smart as a comedian who now does shows on the Las Vegas circuit for years, and whose career is being asked to be downgraded by the people who run the casino that she works in. And the people are, her jokes are being told that they're tired, and to save her job, her talent, her agent sends a millennial writer to her to help her punch up her jokes and maybe revitalize her career. At the same time, helping this girl who posted a tweet that got a lot of controversy surrounding it, ruining her career, basically canceling her. And so she's there for to get her career back on track from this incident that took place. This show, I used to do this. I did a series not too long ago called One and Done, where I would watch a pilot, or I'd watch the first episode of the pilot season in fall, and I would review one episode and not review the rest of them. I think that's what this is going to be falling into, because while I'll probably watch this all the way through, I don't know if I'll be covering it week to week. We're going to have to see, because, and it's not because of the acting. I think the acting is really good in this. It's just, I'm not, to talk about it, like I said, there's spoilers in this, but I don't know if it's really my cup of tea. And it comes down to one basic thing. It's the likability of one of the characters, and I just don't know if I can do it. She's doing her job right. I just don't know if I can do it. But after the little synopsis of this plot, right? Jean Smart is carrying the heavy load in this show. And Jean Smart has been, over the course of I would say, her whole career, but she's been in a lot over the past, let's say 20 years. A lot more than I noticed when I was a kid. But maybe it's because I was a kid and I wasn't paying attention. But, I mean, going all the way back to, I remember her from Designing Women, and I was young. I didn't watch it. My grandparents watched it. But I always, I was thinking about this today. Out of the four Designing Women, you got Dixie Carter, you've got Annie Potts, you got Jean Smart, and you've got the other one. Well, I remembered her name earlier. I probably should just look it up. But I found it interesting that, out of all of them, see, I always thought that Annie Potts, in my opinion, was going to have the bigger career. But Jean Smart's the one that has risen to the top. And I got to say, I just guess I never really thought about it, because on that show, Dixie Carter and the other ones just, I don't know, they just seem to be more focused on them. And maybe I'm wrong about that. But Jean Smart, though, has had this great career. I remember her, and after not seeing her for a long time, I remember seeing her on 24. But she's been popping up in everything. She was just in what we were talking about the other day. Wow, plasma brain. Delta Burke. Delta Burke is the other one, she was, pretty much taking off too for a little while there. And then just kind of nothing. And Jean Smart's the one that rose to the top. Now, this show, it's only about a half an hour each episode, which is good. And basically, you've got the old guard teaching the new guard, right? I kind of equate Jean Smart's character to like a Debbie Reynolds kind of character who, also did like a Vegas stint, and you can tell one of the reasons why I do like this, is because of her character. Her, you can tell the work that she's put in, that she's had to fight and claw and to keep her status. And as in Hollywood, the older a woman gets, the less work they tend to get. This is a factor, it's a fact. This is something that's known. This is something that's been talked about. And showing like what you do to stay where you're at, to keep what you're going, keep what you have, keep going. And how she's also not just like this typical, what they usually do, the cliched Hollywood veteran who doesn't have any, doesn't do anything for themselves. She's a hands-on character. She knows how to do things. She does things for herself. She has a lot of support, but when things actually need to get done, she doesn't just run and call the maid. There's a scene that I thought was really funny where she's got her own soda fountain in her kitchen, and when the CO2 goes out and the maid's right there, she doesn't stop the maid from doing what she's doing to come get her, change the CO2 tank. She changes the CO2 tank herself. And I thought in the character of Ava, watching her, actually you could tell she was like, wow, okay, this lady isn't just some typical spoiled Hollywood veteran. She really puts in the work. And there's a big part of that in this show, of like putting in the work and fighting and scratching and clawing, which she says later on. And so I really, really like the show because of her character. Her really trying to hold on to her place and trying to keep relevant. And by keeping relevant, she begrudgingly takes on this girl that she does not want to take on, because the character of Ava is the reason why I might not watch this show or review it after this. It's not the actress's fault. In fact, one of the things I like about this actress is that I don't really know anything about her. Her name is Hannah Einbinder, if I'm saying that right. She's been in like nothing. And so I think that fits the character of someone who just is kind of what's been happening more and more and more today is the online celebrity, which, here I am on YouTube. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a nobody. And I like part of this kind of discussion in this. It's kind of hinted at that, it's, what does celebrity mean, especially online celebrity? And how she put out this tweet. She's from this Twitter generation that overshares, that puts everything out there, that, like, I like to say I'm honest to a fault, but she, when you really look at what Twitter is and what all these social media sites are, it is people telling you every single thing about their lives. And I think, like, for this character, I think she got so comfortable with that she posts this thing, and when it blows up in her face, the very thing that she's, a big part of, social media, bites back when she accidentally says the wrong thing. She thought it was funny, and it turned out that somebody was offended. And in this also culture of everyone being offended over everything, I thought it was kind of ironic that, one of these people had it turn on them. And and it happens. It happens a lot now. And I think that people are going to start finding out quickly, the more and more you put yourself out there, the more careful you got to be. There are people out there that have their own people to make sure that what that goes out there social media, on their social media, would be covered, in the safe zone, But she's also entitled. She complains about not having rich parents, but she just bought a house. And her character just really isn't likable to me. And she's doing so good at it that she feels so real, of something that I see every day, that I just don't know if I want to watch it and review on that, because it's easy to see where this plot is going. They're both going to kind of change each other, right? The millennial is going to learn to respect and see that people from before her time have a lot to offer, and vice versa. That maybe the millennial isn't, just whatever. And while I think that there's a lot of funny jokes in here, there's just a lot of stuff in here that just kind of, I don't know. I'm not being, they're doing a lot of social commentary. We like social commentary on this channel. But I just don't think it's for me. And I think that when you watch these first two episodes, you'll quickly know if it's for you or not, too. But I'd rather cover the worst season of The Handmaid's Tale, which might be right now, which is kind of looking right now, than probably discuss this any further than this episode. I did like seeing Dee from It's Always Sunny, Caitlin, on there. I wanted to see more of her. I wanted to see more of her agent. I actually like him, who was on Broad City. I was interested in what it takes to go into making a Vegas act and all the work that goes into it. I appreciated that part of this show, like showing that in any kind of celebrity, even like what I do. Like you see in this, like she has to get up, she has her regimen, she has all the work that she has to put in every single day. I think that's something that we don't really see that much of in things about celebrity is what she says to her when their tire explodes in episode 2 about how they're talking about how she's, I was lucky, but I'm good. And she's like, good is the baseline. It's the minimum. Being good isn't enough. You have to be, you have to claw and fight and scratch your way. And so when you see her every day as an older woman, knowing that she's probably done this her entire career and can't stop, I think that that's what we don't see when we go to the movies. We don't hear about all these things. We don't see all the behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot more of that lately in these days. If you like go on YouTube and you see people's workout routines and things like that for people that do a lot of action scenes and things like that. But just in general, to keep your weight a certain way, to keep you looking a certain way, to keep that aesthetic that people in the studios want somebody to be like. I appreciate that look behind the curtain that they give you here. Like I said, like even I work this isn't even my full-time job doing this. This is my hobby. But in order to do this, I have to keep going all the time. So I work my 40-hour, a week job, and I come home or in between, like in the mornings before I go to work or in the evenings, I am constantly making something, editing something, doing all this, putting all the work in just to talk and hopefully have some people watch your stuff and maybe subscribe or maybe like or leave a comment. You can't ever let up. And I think that that's really interesting, showing all that. And I really made me think about how much work I put in, and I'm a nobody. I shouldn't say I'm a nobody. There are people out there that think I'm a somebody. There was also a great moment with the blackjack dealer that comes to her house, and she gets all the hand-me-downs from her character, and she has one of her shirts that she retrofitted to look good, and I thought it was a nice metaphor about their relationship going forward, Ava and her, which is that this shirt was ugly when I got it, but it's quality. And it's like you have to take what's there, meaning her, Catherine, right? I think Deborah Vance. You got to take what Deborah has and try to work it so that it make it, so that it works with you. It works same way she did with the shirt. Thought that was kind of an interesting metaphor. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. There was also kind of an interesting moment of getting used to the Las Vegas lifestyle. How being in Vegas for a long time, when you're new to it, could probably get on top of you really quickly if you're not careful. Because the whole thing, the city never sleeps. They say New York never sleeps, but really, so does Las Vegas. Las Vegas is always still going. It's always open. And when you're available to lose your money and drink and drugs and sex everywhere, you could really get fucked up. And I'm sure it happens to quite a few people that are out there. There was one scene of bad writing, though, that I really didn't care for, and it was when she went to the antique store in episode 2 to get this salt and pepper shaker, this pepper shaker from this guy. And it was that old cliche trope. And, the show is called Hacks, and it's about writing jokes. And I thought, wow, in a show called Hacks, they use one of the oldest, like, cliched tropes of the go in there, pretend you're not asking for me, try to go in there and be normal. And, of course, they go in there and they act completely abnormal and obvious. And I was like, wow, they just threw a really hacky routine in a show called Hacks. But aside from the acting, which is really good, again, I don't know if I'll be covering this week to week because I really just don't like this character of Ava. It proves that she's doing her job because she's really acting like an entitled millennial, and they're not my favorite group of people. But like I said, I'll continue to watch it. But if I think the episodes are worth still reviewing, I will continue to do them. But again, if you like Jean Smart, you're going to love this. She is fantastic in it. She is divaing it up, but keeping it real and bringing, there's a real vulnerability to it all. That feeling of, if this goes away, what do I do? Because she's got her hands in a bunch of different things, but like it all feels kind of connected. And on her acting alone, on her character alone, that's why I'm going to continue to watch it. Maybe not review it, but I will be mesmerized by watching Deborah Vance put a millennial in her place. I mean, that's the main reason why I'm going to stick around, I think, is to just watch her humiliate a millennial, and that's awful. That's like a wish fulfillment of mine. And I apologize to all the millennials out there that aren't like this character. Not all of you are like this entitled little girl. But I'm probably putting my foot in my mouth at this point. But like I said, Plasma Brain. So if you happen to actually like what I'm saying here, because I have a feeling this is going to be a hot take and an unpopular opinion. But if you liked this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and the bell for all notifications. I promise I won't be just coming from plasma donation when I make the next review, so that it'll probably be a little more coherent. I did take notes, but I was a little all over the place, and I apologize. So have a great day. Be good to each other. Get vaccinated. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.